Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry that I've been away for so long. Been doing grocery deliveries, been hustling, and been riding a lot. So things are getting very hectic for me in my personal life. I just was cut off last night coming out of the grocery store doing my side hustle job. Well, actually, no, I wasn't cut off. I cut someone off. I cut this guy off, and then he got mad and had to pull my pepper spray gun on him and threatened to shoot him. So it got pretty awkward, guys, I'm not gonna lie, but I was able to complete the Instacart delivery to the trucker that was playing Modern Warfare 3 zombies in the pilot truck parking lot in the middle of the night. So I got all that taken care of. So also in other news, don't get married, it's a trap, and don't grow up, it's a trap. But while we're not talking about those unrelated topics, we're actually going to be talking about this DRZ 400 here. So I got this thing taken apart. I'm getting ready to do a valve adjustment. And I'm also offering dirt bike repair services. So I've been doing this for a while now, and I'm really getting into it a lot deeper into these top ends and valve adjustments. I haven't done a bottom end yet, but I'm willing to do these top ends. So basically I had to get a 5mm hex, I had to get a magnet, and I'm getting ready to do the timing chain on this. Well, a valve adjustment, which I need this to do the timing chain. The 5mm hex. All right, so I'm just gonna bring this in closer so you can see this, the old dizzer. The old DRZ. People online, they call them dizzers, which I like. I like that name, dizzer. So this is a custom DRZ. It's a 2007 DRZ 400. It's bored out to a 450. It's got the big bore kit. So as you can see, we had to remove these bolts here, remove these top header bolts, and took out the spark plug. Now I am going to be gapping this spark plug because it does require a specific gap. So, ow. Watch you don't jam your finger up against the frame while you're taking out the spark plug boot. That's step number one. And I think I'm going to rip off this carb and clean this too, because the carb does need a good cleaning. Does need a good cleaning. So I already have these bolts out. That's the valve cover right there. You can see the gasket is still intact. Now when you put these back in, I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube. So yeah, I'm just going to be another one of those guys telling you what to do. So yeah, put silicone back in these creases before you put it back on, because this is where it weeps from. All right, so that's as far as that. And it says magnesium on there, so I guess it's a magnesium. It's made of magnesium. So if you haven't had your daily dose of magnesium, just give this a nice lick, and then it will help you calm your central nervous system, and you'll be feeling a whole lot better. So other little things that I'm playing with here, I got the K&N air filter for this guy. Got the nice little K&N air filter. I did already replace this filter. And then also I'm doing the Loctite fix. So I got my red thread locker. And I'm going to be... It's hard to make these videos. How do you guys do this with a phone? It's crazy. I guess you need a cameraman, right? Alright, so I'm going to be removing these bolts, doing the Loctite fix. I already have this plug removed. So basically, long story short, a drug dealer crashed my dirt bike. Yes, I know, it sounds ridiculous. I have a history of addiction and substance use and abuse, and I had a relapse in the town that I was living in, and I basically was driving my dirt bike into the center of town, and well, that's also why I live in the middle of nowhere now, so that I could take some time to recover. But anyway, let's not get off topic here. So I let the drug dealer use the dirt bike to go get the coke, and he took his liberty with it and was beating on it, and crashed into a telephone pole. Crashed right into a telephone pole. Oh, this needs to be taped up here. This is cracking over here. All right, so I'll just let you get a better look at these valves at the inside of this. All right, I'm filming this in reverse so that I can see the video while I'm making it. So hopefully it turns out good. But yeah, here's the valves. So basically I got the hex tool. So this is 5mm hex, 3/8 inch drive, 5mm hex. And that's gonna go in here. So I checked my valve clearances, and I can't get the shims in there at all. The shims will not go in the thing. Or what are they called? The feeler gauges. Yes, the feeler gauges. So I did this properly. I did a piece of cardboard and took out, this is for the stator fix, all right? So I'm jumping back and forth a bit. This is for the stator fix. I took these bolts out, put them on my thing. Oh, when he crashed it bent the fan, so the bike was overheating. So I just had to bend that back. All right, so here's my 3/8 inch drive. Got my torque wrench, all my tools nicely and neatly organized. Always keep your tools nice and organized, like me. All right, so let me put this back in the holster. All right, so for the stator fix, these are the bolts that I took out, by the way. And I put them on that piece of cardboard. The only thing that I don't have is the impact driver. All right, so basically I should explain this better. I'm doing some maintenance on this DRZ, obviously. So I'm going to be doing the Loctite stator fix in combination with a valve adjustment. All right, and here's the feeler gauges that I was talking about. So these feeler gauges cannot fit in between the cam lobe and the valve at the top of the valve bucket. All right, they won't even fit in there at all. And it's supposed to be between like a 0.15 and a 0.20 or 0.20 and 0.25 on the exhaust side. They're different measurements for the feeler gauges on each side. All right, and I've known that my bike has had this problem for a while. I'm just now getting around to it because I was too busy running around drinking Heinekens and snorting Coke and banging girls. So maybe this will finally give me the opportunity to get this done. So I got this nice AHL Chinese valve shim kit from the Tong Tong Trade Company. Yeah, not exactly hot cams, guys. Not exactly hot cams. But so what I aim to do is to get this nice 5mm. Jeez, this thing's really in there, huh? Get this. What I aim to do is remove this thing first so I can use this socket. Okay. What I aim to do is get this socket. Oh, and I'm replacing the spark plug too. I know I'm jumping around all over the place. So that's the 5mm hex. All right. So I'm going to put that to loosen. Then I'm going to get in here. Oh, it's too long. Damn it. Well, I was planning on getting in here, but this 5mm hex is too long. I need a shorter one. Damn, well, that presents a challenge. Well, I was thinking about just removing the head, but I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to remove the head. But I didn't consider this, that it's the right size, but I can't get my ratchet in there because this thing is too long. Well, that does present its own challenges. So I'll either have to look for a shorter one of these. I need a shorty. Or I can try to like get a wrench on it somehow. Alright, so which one? Alright, so this one, it'll work for that one, it'll work for that one. Alright, so I can get this whole side. This one is going to be hitting the fan mount. So I could just take that fan mount off because that's just bolted to the frame. Yeah, so I'll have to take the fan mount off for that side. What about these? Is it going to work for these? Oh, this whole side is off. All right, so maybe I could just get a 5mm hex and get this off with a hand one, or I could just probably do one of these. Just grab some channel locks. Grip right on there. Got my trusty channel locks. I'm gonna move this in so you can see what I'm doing here. Alright, so I'm trying to get these bolts out that are on tops of the cam, that are on the top of the cams. Is that a better angle? Alright, how's that? Alright, so you can see I can't fit my driver in there. Driver won't fit on this side. It's hitting that frame. I could take the head off. I already took these exhaust bolts off, but then I'm going to have to undo this strap. I would have to take the carb off. I'd have to disconnect this hose in the front here for the radiator fluid. Or radiator fluid. One guy the other day was like, radiator? I don't know why I've always said radiator, but I know it's radiator because the heat radiates. Alright, so let's see if we can get this one right here. Alright, so that worked. Alright, so, and these have little notches on them. It's got the little ridges on there, so I guess it's designed for that. Alright, so I'm going to be able to, so this will still work. Broke that bead there, nice and clean. And these do have to be torqued back down. So if you're going to do a valve adjustment on any 4-stroke motorcycle, just remember you have to, when you put these valve bucket covers back on, or valve covers, or cam, what are they called? Cam buckets, cam covers? I don't know what the hell the terminology is. When you put these things back on, the things that cover up the cams, you have to torque these bolts to like 10 Newton meters or something. I don't know. Don't listen to me. Check your service manual before you put these bolts back on and torque these back down to the specified manufacturer OEM settings, so that your cams don't fly off when you're jumping over a tabletop on the track one day, and then all your buddies laugh at you. Oh, look, his cams fell off. What an idiot. Yo, bro, your cams totally just fell right off. That happened to me before. It sucks. You're just sitting there, your cams are sitting in the dirt, and you're like, man. Just kidding, of course. That has never happened to me before on the planet, but I'm sure it will one day. I'm sure it will. Alright, so now I'm just going to hop over onto this side. Break the bead on these. Alright, that one I said I can't get because the fan shroud is in the way. Ooh, that one was on there. That one was over torqued. Okay. So we got these loose. Got some nice oil on there. Keeping it nice and lubed up for us. Alright, so what else do we have here? So that's as far as I can really go on this without taking off this bolt. Let me show you what I mean. So if we come around to this side, you can see, oh, this glare is terrible. Horrible glare. Alright, well, if you can see any of this, basically this is in the way from me getting to my cam. So I can't get to that nut right there. So I gotta take this off. Alright, so I'm just going to see what size it is. Trial and error here. Alright, there it is, and that's on the shorty driver. But I have a shortcut. I have this set up, a nice rigid, to do this. Alright, so I got my rigid here with the little shorty driver on it. So I'm just going to put this on the shorty driver and then take off this fan bolt. Alright, and try to be careful that you don't drop a bunch of mud down into your cams like I just did. So you start up your bike and it just blows up and then you're out $5 grand. Well, actually I got this for $3,500, but I'm into it for about $5 grand with all the custom parts that I put on it. And this is a 450. DRZ 450. Alright. So now I should be able to get my wrench in here. Oh, it's the actual mount that's in the way. It's the mount that's in the way. Oh, okay, I can do it like this, just like I did the other side. Alright, so now that I got that off, I can actually get my channel locks in here. And break the bead on that last cam bolt. And there we go. That went to this side so we can actually see what's going on here. Alright, that's a lot better. Let's see, can I zoom in from this side? I don't think I can. Oh, yeah, I can't zoom in, sorry. Alright, so this is what we got. Let's take these cam bolts out. I was going to have a nice little plastic bag to put them in, but I did this video on just like a quick whim. So let me just find somewhere to throw them real quick. Alright, so I also have, for this entire job, I got a brand new NGK spark plug, which I don't think they come pre-gapped, so I'm going to have to gap this. I got a new gasket for the stator fix. That goes under the little stator starter thing. Alright, so now I'm just going to take these cam bolts out. And if you're not sure what I was talking about, I'm talking about this thing. When you take this stator cover off, well actually the stator's under here. But this is like the starter, because this is the starter and then this like cranks the engine. So there's like a little wheel in here and then there's a little gasket that goes around the outside. That's that little gasket that I was talking about. This. That has to be replaced when you take that off. And you need an impact driver to do it. So that's the only thing that I have to get to complete this job is this impact driver. And then as you can see, I did dent. The DRZ is famous for this. I dropped this, well, when the drug dealer dropped it. It did dent the case here. No leaks, but I do have my case covers that I got off of eBay. So I'm going to be putting those on there. Alright, and when doing this, yes, this is all at top dead center. I pulled this plug, and this is at top dead center. Alright, so now I'm just going to continue taking these cams out. I know this is kind of a long-winded video and I'm not like some expert dirt bike mechanic, but I am advertising dirt bike repair services because I've recently gotten into it. I've been watching a ton of videos online, like Dirt Bike TV and the Dirt Bike channel, and a couple other guys. I wish I could shout them out, but basically all the guys that repair bikes on YouTube. And yeah, I've been learning a ton, so I'm confident enough and I'm mechanically inclined enough to start offering services. So I'm just going to see what I could pick up and see if I can start fixing some bikes for people. You know, I'm not really that confident going into a bottom end. I am confident enough to do a top end. I'm pretty confident that I could rip a whole top end off, replace a piston, replace rings, do the gaskets. I'm really good with carbs and the basic repairs, all the other stuff. But once it gets deep into the engine, like bottom end stuff, that's where I'm like a little bit murky. Like replacing a gear on a transmission and splitting the case in half, like that's where I still need to study. I still need to learn about splitting a case open and going deep into the bottom end. That's really intimidating for me, but top ends, I can do a top end on a 2-stroke, top end on a 4-stroke, basically any other repair on the bike except for a bottom end. So I'm pretty much getting there. So if I do run into a bike that does need a bottom end, I'm sure I could figure it out. If it was my bike, I don't know. If it was somebody else's bike, a customer, I might just turn it down and say, hey, I don't do bottom ends. But if it was my own bike, I would probably be comfortable enough. So I think for my first bottom end, what I'm trying to say is I think it has to be my own bike, because I'm not going to sit there and experiment on somebody else's bike, right? All right, so just removing these last 4 bolts on this side, and this should get these cam, I don't even know what this is called, the cam bucket caps. The cam buckets, people, it's the cam buckets. Cam covers. This should allow me to get the cam covers completely removed. It's a pretty tedious job, I'm not going to lie, and I've been doing it in stages and I've been putting it off. So I've been doing my my grocery delivery side hustle job and then saving up money so that I can buy the parts, because you need a lot of stuff for this. You need torque wrenches, you need silicone, you need all these gaskets. Well, you don't need all that for the valve adjustment. You need the gaskets if you're trying to do the Loctite fix. But I figured if when I had this bike all apart, doing all these repairs, I might as well just go in, you know, full force and repair everything. Do the Loctite mod, adjust the valves, and do everything all in one shot. That way, when I put it back together, I can just ride it for the next couple of years and then just, you know, check the valves in between. Because these DRZs, I love this bike. I would never even consider selling it. The only thing that sucks, which everybody pretty much knows, is it doesn't have a 6th gear. So the 2-strokers are fun. Like, the only thing that I might sell this for is would be like a KTM 300 XC 2-stroke enduro bike or something like that. So if I was going to sell this bike, it would have to be another bike that's street legal. It would have to be another bike that's lighter and has more power and a 6th gear, something like that. KTM 2-stroke 300. So that's about the only bike that I think I would give up my DRZ for. Other than that, I don't find myself like wishing I had a different bike. The only time that I wish I had a different bike is like if I'm trying to do jumps or something, because DRZ is too heavy. All right, there's the chain cover for the cam chain. That's right off. Goes into the box. Let's see, these cam buckets, they like sealed a little bit on there. I think they must be sealed a little bit. Oh, oh, there it goes. Yeah, it was on there a little bit. Alright, now there is supposed to be a clip in there. Where's my clip? Tell me I just dropped it down into the freaking engine. Or don't tell me that I just dropped it down into the engine. Is that it? There's a little spring on there. I don't see the clips that these guys were talking about. I've seen the people on YouTube say that there's supposed to be a clip in there. But I don't see it. They said there's supposed to be some retainer clip that goes like right in this notch. But I'm not seeing it on mine. This is a 2007 model. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here, Lloyd. Not seeing it here, Lloyd. That is a line from Dumb and Dumber, if you're not aware or wondering what the hell am I talking about. There's a line from the movie Dumb and Dumber when Harry is looking for the thing and he's talking to Lloyd, his buddy Lloyd Christmas, and he says, "I'm not seeing it here, Lloyd." Alright, so let me see if I can just... Yeah, I don't really like this. Jamming something in there and prying up on this valve. Prying up on this cam cover. Alright, maybe just a little nudge with the standard. I don't even like doing that. Yeah, I can't do it. It just does, it feels wrong. Alright, so maybe I'll just wiggle it like I did with the other one. Oh, there it comes. Yeah, I'm not going to be sitting there prying. Alright, so it looks like there's... Alright, so there's these little... There's these little things that are in there. Yeah, I don't see any clips or covers in here. There's no clip. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the guys online said that there was some retainer clip in there, but I guess this model does not have it. Does not have it. Alright, so these little things are in there. On this one, none of them came out. So there's two of them that are still in on the front one. So I'll just leave it. I should probably take those out, but my needle nose are in the truck. See if I can get it out with some side cutters. Just like pinch the top of it. Boom. These little guys. Alright, so take those out. Spark plug boots down again. So yeah, the DRZ. I'm so happy with this bike. I can't wait to get it riding again. I've been riding my little Honda 250 four-wheeler. And yeah, it's fun. I like quads, but I've always been a dirt bike guy. I've always been and always will be a dirt bike guy. There's just something about... There's just something about the bikes that I like. I think it's the leaning into the turns, riding on the single track, going through tighter trails, more technical trails. You don't get that on a quad. Quad's just big and bulky. Quads are fun for wheelies, though, I will say. Quads are fun for wheelies. Alright, so now we got those out of there. Our cams should be loose. But the chain is still tight. So the chain tension actually looks pretty good. So this does have a knock. So yeah. That's why I'm looking at it in the first place. Alright, so I think that's all I'm really going to do on this video. Just wanted to do a quick video, me messing with my dirt bike and ripping this head off. Or getting into these valves a little bit. So now I think I'm just going to put this valve cover back on because I'm going on, wow, 30 minutes? Alright, yeah, I'm ending this. So now I'm just going to put this valve cover back on. And I'll probably make another video later once I go to take the cam chain off, take the cams out, do the valve adjustment. I'll make a second video. Alright, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.